Hey there guys and gals, Glenn here, and I've got another subscription box review for you on this fine Sunday. Today I'm going to go over Geekfuel for January. Now Geekfuel isn't in our regular monthly set of boxes, it's in the rotation set. So I haven't gotten Geekfuel in a couple of months and it's back for this month. I just got Geekfuel yesterday, which would be January 30th, so right under the wire with the January box. I know quite a few other folks that you'll run into on YouTube will have gotten their Geekfuel, I don't know, a week ago. So I tend to get my boxes quite a bit later than most others. So that's one of the reasons that I focus on the review part of the box as opposed to doing an unboxing. Doing a surprise unboxing when I get the box so late, we've all seen 2 or 3 unboxings already, so not much of a surprise. So I like to focus on, really giving an in-depth analysis of the item. So, Geekfuel. The one thing that really comes across to me with Geekfuel is how professional the box is. And a lot of it's about the details with Geekfuel. When you first pick up your Geekfuel box, you'll notice little details about the box that really give it a professional look. Number one, things like Geekfuel tape, taping the box shut. You open the box and there's a liner that's Geekfuel branded, very slick, very professional, gives it a very organized look. And as much as any box other than maybe Loot Crate, Geekfuel does the most to really set themselves up as a really solid brand and a professional box. That being said, the trappings of the box, the details of the box are one thing. The contents are another. So let's check out the items in this month's Geekfuel. Okay, let's start with the shirt. Very simple, very nice shirt. If there's a theme, which for Geekfuel there really isn't usually a cohesive theme. There's usually some like-minded items, but then some random ones throughout. So I generally consider Geekfuel to be a very general geeky box, which isn't a bad thing. There aren't that many of those anymore. Most boxes have a very solid theme that goes throughout the box. Geekfuel is one of the few general boxes out there that does a really good job with it for the most part. So if you want to really identify a theme for January for Geekfuel, for the most part, it's going to be time travel. There's the bulk of the items kind of deal in that vein. So when we talk about time travel, and we've got their spoiler card here. Talk about time travel, we'll talk about the shirt first. Very simple, very nice shirt, and it basically is a brief history of time travel. So it's a nice timeline shirt, and it has the different time machines, I guess you could say, from different movies and TV shows, properties. So you've got the original Time Machine, you've got the TARDIS, you've got the DeLorean from Back to the Future, you've got Bill and Ted's phone booth, you've got the Terminator, and you've got Hot Tub Time Machine. So very cool, very subtle. I like this shirt. This is an example of a custom shirt, an exclusive shirt, as opposed to a licensed shirt. So this is one that, a limited edition, so to speak, that you're only going to get in a Geekfuel box. Again, very cool shirt. I like it. I haven't tried it on yet. It seems a little bit, well, it's an extra large, so just about perfect. But nice job with the shirt. Again, I like these subtle shirts that are still very cool. All right. Next, we've got a mug. And going along with time travel, I think it's a very cool little synergy thing. The time travel with the shirt, and it flows right into the Flash. So there's a couple of Flash items in this box. We've got a Star Labs coffee, so it's got kind of the Starbucks look to it, but it's Star Labs. very clever use of the Flash franchise without actually saying the Flash. So very cool. Another exclusive item made up for Geekfuel. These boxes are really starting to trend towards having unique items that you're only going to find in their box. I like that trend. I like licensed items as well. I think there's another place for that. But exclusive items that are manufactured and made for a specific box, again, you're not going to find these items anywhere else, so that's another great way to go. So this Star Labs coffee mug, again, we like the mugs. We get a lot of them. This is a solid one. This is definitely a drinking mug. Some of the licensed mugs we get in these boxes sometimes can be very non-drink friendly, right? Like the big giant mugs with heads and all that kind of stuff that aren't really conducive to drinking. This is a solid mug with a nice design on it. So they did a good job with this one. All right, we've got some smaller items. We've got a pin. This came in a nice little pin box here. Umbrella Corporation pin from Resident Evil. Again, we start to get into a little more random items. It's not a cohesive theme, but again, it's a general theme with some nice items in it. So we've got the nice enamel pin. We've got a tin of sours. These are orange sours from Legends of Zelda. We've actually gotten this before in another box. I don't remember exactly which one it was. I'd have to go back and look through the mountains of videos that we have to kind of see which box it was. But this is the second time we've got this. Not bad as candies go. If I'm going to get candy, it's better to get a nice tin type candy than, you know, your throw-in wrapped candy that you'll get in some of the other boxes. Okay, and a print. This is an unusual print. It is a Star Wars Force Awakens type print, and it basically is a mock ad for the Jakku Comic-Con. So clever idea, using a location from Star Wars as kind of a mock event. I like it. It's done well. As far as, you know how I am with posters, they did a good job with this one. It came very much intact. You know, it's rolled up, but it was rolled up in a sleeve and rolled up in a way so that it's not damaged at all. It doesn't have those crinkles in it. I'd say it's actually displayable, which is a nice change for these mini posters that you'll find in these boxes. Usually they're either folded, which is crazy to me, or they're rolled in such a way that there's lots of ripples. This one is intact, and you know, it's actually displayable. So nice job with the mini poster. All right, as is Geekfuel's trend, they threw in a game code this month, which they do most months. This one is Metro Warp. This is a Steam game, and it's labeled as a Geekfuel exclusive. So basically what it is a Steam game that we use this code to be able to access. It's a great partnership between Geekfuel and Steam. I'm not a big fan of counting these as items in the box because, again, it's not like it's a major game. It's a little game. It's labeled as a $10 value, but that value only matters if you want to go to Steam and get a game which you may or may not want. So it's not like you're seeking out this game and all of a sudden you get this in Geekfuel. Oh, great, I wanted this game. This game you didn't know anything about. This one's called Metro Warp, and it's basically like a puzzle game, a motion puzzle game where you're trying to directing these people, these commuters, to their destination through all these puzzles and twists and turns and things like that. So it's an interesting concept. I don't mind puzzle games. I might check this out. But this is pretty typical for Geekfuel, including this game code here. All right, that's it for the main items. Obviously, we've got the spoiler card, and the only variance in the box this month is the Breath Savers, the tin Could have been Mario. We got Zelda, which is actually one we've gotten before. But it lays out all of the items, including they have a flash contest, an additional card, which basically you go online, you fill in these numbers, and you could be a winner of a big mega prize pack. Some of the boxes do these mega prize packs that are either, like Loot Crate has their mega crate, or some of the other ones pick a random person to get a set of prizes. And Geekfuel, they're doing it similarly, except you get to go online and put in some numbers and codes to see if you are a winner. And then there's a second chance if you do some things like liking them on Facebook or, telling them how you like the box, things like that. You get a second chance at some big prizes. So that's kind of cool. And then on the back, they, as always, they display the shirt. And especially since on Geekfuel, the shirt's always a custom exclusive. All right, and then lastly, we've got the magazine. One of those details, one of those professional things about Geekfuel is their magazine. I think them and Loot Crate have awesome magazines that come with the box, and they're actually fun to read. Loot Crate has a few more articles. Geekfuel's magazine has a little more about specific people. When I say that, I mean things like they feature their YouTubers. So they feature YouTube reviews and unboxings in their magazine, including last month our own Funko Gorilla there in our fun YouTube community of unboxers. He made it into this magazine, so that was fun to see. And then they also have Instagram people wearing their t-shirts from the last month and getting in the magazine that way. But as far as the rest of the magazines, they've got articles and stuff to read. It's a bit of extra content, which is always nice to see. And again, it's very professional. It's very, they do a good job, and they spend a lot of time on this magazine. And it shows. Again, it's a detail. It's a perk. It's not an item. But it really conveys that sense of professionalism with the box. So how would I rate this box? Geekfuel's a tough box to rate for me sometimes because I do get caught up in those details. I do get caught up in, wow, this magazine's cool. Wow, everything looks so great and it's packed so well. But if you break down the items, great shirt, the mug is cool, but those are your only two major items. We got a pin, which is good. Again, from a property I don't really care that much about, Resident Evil. A tin of candy, a mini poster, which is nice, but not what I would call premium. And that's pretty much it. I'm not really counting the game code, magazine, and loot, and spoiler card obviously are items. But they've done a great job of presenting this box in a way to where the items almost don't matter quite as much because everything is done so well and so professionally. I dig the mug, I dig the shirt, the mini poster's okay, everything else is kind of so-so for me. I'm giving this box a B-, just because it doesn't have quite the quantity of items that I'm going to be excited about. But solid box as always, and again, put together really well and really a professional design. So that's it for Geekfuel. Hope you enjoyed my little review here. We've got some more boxes coming up. We've got some new boxes that we haven't seen before, and a box or two that we haven't seen in a really long time coming up. So I'm excited to present those to you. And as always, if you liked this video, throw us a like, and I'd love to see those comments down below. What did you think of this box? If you got it, and if you didn't get it, you're seeing what you see here, would you subscribe to this box? I'm also going to put a link to Geekfuel down below so you can subscribe. I think Geekfuel, especially if it's a box that you're getting, you're getting a box for the first time or you're new into subscription boxes, this is a great start because they do such a good job with the presentation. As always, hit us up on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit that subscribe button for sure if you haven't done that. And we've got Top Tuesday coming up next, where I'm going to review and go over my top 5 Star Wars pops. So I'm excited to do that video in a couple of days. And other than that, we will talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.